day, and hello there, and welcome to our very first unboxing. So this is a figure unboxing and showcase of one of our favourite things, which is all things Star Wars. And first off, very special delivery this week, as you can see, all the way from transported from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge trading post. Some may know that in the US, in Target stores, they are now doing exclusives, the products that will be going out to Target stores nationwide in the US. Sadly not over here, but you can source it from other places. These are going to be products which you're not even necessarily going to find in the parks, in like Walt Disney World and Disneyland California. So yeah, I was really pleased that these went up for pre-order on most of the toy websites. I got my personal stash from Star Action Figures, who I've used on a regular basis. There's also in-demand toys, comics and cocktails, etc. But Star Action Figures is one of the ones I use the most. So here's a little bit of a brief history about the characters and why they're so popular or sought after. First of all, we've got what's known as now DJ Rex. So that's DJ R-3X, who was also originally known as just R-3X or just Rex. And also before that, I think it was RX-24, and he was an RX series pilot droid who flew Star Commuter 2000 from Lothal to Gorel, and that was before the Battle of Yavin. So he's featured in quite a few different places. So initially Rebels, he's been Droids in Distress episode of Rebels, but way before that, the opening of Star Tours was our first introduction to Rex, and he was the pilot of the Star Tours ship, and would take you on the tour itself. You may recognize his voice when you see him in the flesh or on the shows or in Star Tours as the voice of Pee Wee Herman, Mr. Paul Rubens, and he's returned to the role a few times. And I've got to say, I really love Rex. I love the character, I love the movements, especially now he's been fully animated in the Ogre's Cantina. So if you ever go to Galaxy's Edge, make sure to check him out. He spins some tunes, he breaks down, he gets the crowd whipped up into a frenzy. So yeah, and then the next one is Hondo Ohnaka. Again, one who's been coming originally from the Star Wars Rebels, but before that the Clone Wars, and he's basically he's not good or bad, he's somewhere in between, a bit like Han Solo when he first started. And yeah, all things smuggling, all things dodgy deals, and again, he's a main character that you actually get to meet in the Smuggler's Run ride in Galaxy's Edge. The animatronic of him is amazing. I just think it's so lifelike. I know some people are fooled by it, and I've also seen an actor dressed up as him when they've done special events. That would be nice if they could return to do that. But let's have a look at the boxes and see what we've got. So we've got the standard original sort of styling of Black Series, black box, white text. On these ones, orange writing, usual hazard warnings: don't stick it in your mouth, don't stick it in your ears, barcodes, etc., legalese, as the Foosh would say on his channel. And then you've got these stamps, which would suggest they're imported, so imported from Galaxy's Edge themselves. Yeah, really nicely presented. They essentially, with Galaxy's Edge, they've kept to the standard. Whether that will change in the future, because they've also got new packaging coming out now for the main releases for Black Series, which actually are quite nicer to look at. I think they're a bit more interesting, and they've also got some really interesting graphics that you can make them collectible themselves. So you've got the standard naming of the characters, and also in like a slightly grey sort of colour again on the back. Repeated the artwork that's on the front of the boxes. Nice orange accents. Again, don't stick it in your mouth, don't stick it in the oven, don't stick it in your ears, don't stick it up your nostrils. And then you've got a brief sort of character rundown for each of them in all languages. This is quite nice. On the side of the Galaxy's Edge trading outposts, you've got a new graphic which is in keeping with the trading post and how it's presented in store in Target. So it's got that rough and ready gravelly look. Weirdly, they've put the Imperial symbol, or the First Order symbol for these, and yet they're not actually connected with the first order. They're somewhere in between there, the grey area, and just nothing on the top at all. So let's have a look at DJ Rex first of all, because he's the one I really have been looking forward to. So the characters were originally available as a multi-pack in the parks themselves. I nearly did actually buy them. I didn't need any of the other figures, I just needed these two, and I'm so glad that they've now released them as their own single figures, because I didn't want to pay like up to 100 quid to get them. So you've got normal tray inside. I tend to take everything out of the box, so I'm not too precious. Let's get him out. Here he is in his clamshell box, and let's get Hondo out as well. Hondo, I have to say, he's a lot more detailed than I thought he would be, and actually I'm quite excited about this one. So I'll probably get like a little collection of Galaxy's Edge characters, ships, etc., including the one I'm going to be doing unboxing on the Resistance Lego ship, which is from Rise of Resistance, and also a build one for that one. So here we go, in the collection. Right, so DJ Rex first of all the limbs move, similar to the old medical droid from the original series of figures. It's a lot of moving parts on a disc circular basis. The head is actually fully posable, so the neck comes up and down. Might do a bit of weathering on that and actually put some silver on there. You've got his visor that moves left and right. This bit doesn't move, sadly, which would be nice because it usually animates. And then, yeah, pretty much full motion and range. Let's have a look. Yeah, so these limbs, be careful of these limbs because they do come away quite easily. They click in quite easily as well, so it shouldn't be too much bother once you've got him out of the bag. Yeah, he's nice, and he's just got a standard base. Be lovely if they actually managed to put him with his DJ booth, or made a little playset for him to sit in the DJ booth. But yeah, overall I'm really pleased with that. A nice bit of weathering. I might actually put a bit more silver on there just to bring him out a bit. Then we've got Hondo. Hondo is really nice. Coat is kind of like it's rubber, but it's got a kind of leathery feel. You've got restricted movement because of the coat, so you can't really go all the way back with the leg. Never really saw Hondo doing too much strenuous stretching. You've also got the midsection, so you can bend over quite easily. But yeah, like the goggles, love the detail and the paintwork in the face. And the helmet is definitely, yeah, his hat is glued on. He's one of the Weequay people, and usually the Weequay have like a Cockney British accent, but with Hondo they went for something completely different, and you might kind of get a vibe of another character from another franchise. That franchise would be Star Trek, and they based his voice around the voice of Khan from Wrath of Khan, and it's also, I think it's the gentleman who does the voiceover for him is a really talented Jim Cummings, who does a really amazing job with the voice, both on the cartoon series but also on the live action version that you get in the parks itself on Smuggler's Run. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. And his little blaster. That's just cute, very shiny in silver and gold. And that would go in here quite nicely. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. And he's got the usual things you get in most Star Wars characters, capsules and gadgets and gizmos, microphones, etc. And you can even sort of see around his neck the sort of like a necklace yeah, not much you can do with the head because of these rubber bits coming from the top of his head. Like I say, he's a Weequay, and I think around the time of when he was in Rebels, he's about 60 years old. So now that he's on Batuu and Smuggler's Run in the sort of sequel trilogy period, gosh, he's getting on a bit. And he's not looking too bad for his age. Apparently you can tell the age of the Weequay by the length of their horns. So there you know. Yeah, so let's have a closer look at these, and I'll pop them on the turntable and get to see them in a bit more detail and from all angles. So that was really nice seeing them in detail. Here they are both together. Fingers crossed we'll get an expansion on the Galaxy's Edge figures and range with Ogre and hopefully Doc Ondok, because he'd make an amazing figure. And I'm sure Disney have got lots of plans for these in the future. It's nice to have them in the collection, especially as you get to meet these characters in Galaxy's Edge itself. Make sure to take a look at the Star Wars Clone Wars and also Star Wars Rebels, because both of those have loads of content with these two characters. And then of course there's going to be all the expansions beyond Galaxy's Edge, including the Sims of all things, which will have these characters appearing in as well. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, and we're also on social media. So there's Robbo and Gent on Twitter, and Aussie Robbo and English Gent and the English Gent on Instagram as well. Okay, thanks, and see you next time. Bye for now.